What we had heard from the Longbridge neighborhood committees was they wanted more park. They were excited about a building being here, but they wanted more park, and they wanted a passive park. The existing park is all about soccer and play fields and activities, noisy activities. Folks wanted to watch birds because of the association with Roach's Run. They plane watch, they train watch, and on some nights you get to watch fireworks, I suppose. So it was all about more passive engagement. The idea was that there is no barrier between park and building, and the park seamlessly moves its way into the building. And we saw that entrance as important as the front entrance because a different group of people will be coming in there. Bikers, when they finish the overpass for pedestrians that will connect both the District of Columbia and the George Washington Parkway. When folks come in off of the Esplanade from way down at the other side of Crystal City, they just walk seamlessly and are guided, literally guided into the building by the landscape. It was a big driver in terms of both the appearance of the building and how it sits and nestles in.
This place where we're standing at, it's the Esplanade. It's a very nice open space under a huge canopy. It connects to the park. There's a jogging trail. You can see planes land and take off. It's very breezy. This is the favorite part of the project, for me at least.
Actually, it's when you drive in, the overall feeling that you get from the building. Because it sits away from you, there is a sense of entry. When you actually turn into the park and your car turns this way, and you get to enjoy the building as you come in from far away. The building is a lot of large-scale elements. And so while you can appreciate them up close, they really ring when you're far away. You really get to see how we've pushed this front entry in so that you could enjoy the scale of the building. They were early discussions about what the project wanted to be. But this was not really about architectural design. It was more about finding something that would resonate with the county. We knew they wanted an iconic structure. It's in an iconic location. We knew they wanted a civic feel to the building, and they had a lot of program that they needed to enclose. We were walking the old site, but what we noticed about the existing park was because they're playing fields, they're flat plains. It's not rolling hills. Everything was sort of in flat plains. And that gave us sort of the inspiration for this idea of, they chose the notion or the metaphor of origami. For me, it was tessellated plains that we could pull the building up and out of the ground. So all of the geometry is really based on the building being a part of the park and sort of rising up out of the park. So the tessellated part, the origami piece, is important in the form of the building. It guided everything. The shapes, the folds in the panel, what they're trying to do is to recall the notion that it's being pulled out of the ground and it's being folded as it forms this large volume that holds both of these swimming pools.
So with the pools, there's always another layer of complexity dealing with the exhaust systems, the finishes, kind of just making sure everything that you're putting into it is right for that environment. Kind of it's the chlorines and everything else. So I thought that was an interesting part of the project. And we worked very closely with MGMA, which our team who their primary focus is pools. And so kind of having those discussions with them of, this finish might not work here because of the pool environment. So I thought that was a very interesting part of the project that I definitely learned a lot. I hope that it's kind of a welcoming building, a building for kind of the community. It's a community space. There's plenty of community spaces inside, community rooms, the fitness center, the outdoor areas connecting to the park. So I really having the public kind of embrace the building as part of their community and utilize it in their kind of everyday life.
I think if you look at the geometry of the building and seeing what's happening, getting all these corners and maybe there's a couple 90-degree corners around here, but other than that, there's not that many of them. And trying to get all of these to work with the metal siding, the phenolic panels, the curtain walls, it was a challenge there. You know, having to deal with all the different tolerances that are involved with those trades, and I think that'd be a big thing to note for some young and upcoming architects, to really be cognizant of how much tolerances you're giving your contractor with your details and things to in the future. So, but we were able to make it work.
So the project, as I had mentioned, had a long gestation period. We've gone through several designs for the Aquatic Center itself in this part of the park development. This one resonated for us because we really wanted to make sure we were getting as much sort of bang for your buck for the public dollars. And this building, at the same time, we wanted to make a statement, and we wanted to have a modern facility. We wanted to have a facility the community could be proud of. And this one really utilized, through its design, a good way to maximize, you know, the swim opportunities, the health and fitness space that we can put into it, and then have the sport amenities like appropriate deck space, storage, community rooms, other things that support, you know, the community and the activities going here. And in this design, this building really spoke to us in that it was doing that. We didn't have to shorten or go light on certain things because of the simplicity of the nature design, yet it's very well appealing design as far as the way it sits into the park and the aesthetic to the building.
What I would hope people would enjoy is just the absolute simplicity of the building. There's not a lot going on, there's not a lot of moves, there's not a lot of ornamentation. You come through the front door and the entire building just unfolds in front of you. You don't have to look or hunt for the natatoriums, you don't have to hunt for the locker rooms, you don't have to hunt for the seating. Everything is just laid out there as you come through the front door. And I think there are some interesting vistas from inside where you can actually now, inside the building, look out and get a feel for the railroad tracks, for Crystal City, for just the overall area. You'll see the metro when you're sitting in the natatorium. You'll see the metro coming out of the ground and rolling by. A constant reminder of what the neighbors were asking about. They wanted a building that fit in with their things. So it fits in with the bird watching, the plane watching. You'll be able to observe all of that no matter where you're at in the building. And it's excitement in simplicity. Our scheme is just extremely simple. And I think that's where the beauty lies, in its simplicity.